right. Last but not least, I'm sure you guys figured I'd be talking about this, and I saved it for last. So hopefully you guys enjoy this segment. Hopefully you guys agree with this segment. And even if you don't agree with it, that's okay, because there's nothing but love from me to you. I don't know what's wrong with me today. Anyway, Jaylen Brown. Boy howdy. 5 years, $304.7 million contract extension with the Boston Celtics. It was something I knew was going to happen. It was something I predicted that it would happen. Not necessarily that much. I didn't know exactly the amount of money a max contract would be for him. I usually said around $300 million because of, something like that. I said on this very show, I didn't necessarily want it to happen, but it had to happen because I don't think the Celtics had much choice. Now, what in the banana sandwich are we going to do when Jason Tatum is a free agent? Because think about this. Kristaps Porzingis has just re-signed for $30 million over the next couple of years. Per year, not $30 million total. That would have been hilarious. $30 million a year. So he's making $36 million this year. He's going to make $30 million next year and the year after that. The year after that, Jason Tatum's contract is ready. It's this upcoming offseason as far as I know. I'm pretty sure. Jason Tatum is going to be eligible for like a $340 million contract extension. And look, I understand that I've given Jason Tatum some crap over the years. And I've also given Jaylen Brown some crap over the years, most recently when he decided that dribbling is for suckers and Jaylen Brown is no sucker in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. But if the Celtics keep Jaylen Brown over Jason Tatum, I'm going to explode. I'm going to explode. Because what Jason Tatum has showed you, while he is not perfect in any way, he is your alpha. In Game 6 against Milwaukee 2 years ago, he showed out. In Game 7 against Philadelphia, he showed out. Yes, have there been games where he shrunk? Absolutely. Jaylen Brown has not had a game in the playoffs where he has scored 40 points to lead us to a victory when everybody else is struggling, to my knowledge. Now, if there's something that I'm forgetting, if there's something like that, please let me know, because I'd be more than happy to read about it and kind of revisit it, because I don't remember. Now, he's had good playoff games. It's not to say he never performs well in the playoffs. He was the best player on our finals team. Jason Tatum just did not play well. He was apparently pretty injured. That's what he said. I don't know for sure. But Jaylen Brown played better than Jason Tatum in the finals. Absolutely. Did he have any 40-point nights? No. Did he will his team to a victory at one point? No. But Jason Tatum has many times. I've seen him drop 60-plus points when we were down by 30 against the Spurs. I saw him against the Brooklyn Nets with James Harden and Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant without Jaylen Brown drop 55 points in a playoff series that the Celtics had no business even winning one game. And he went out there and he willed them to one game. Now, obviously, that doesn't mean it didn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things, because obviously they lost in 5 anyway, but that's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. Jason Tatum has that in him. He can do that. I've not seen that out of Jaylen Brown, and I don't think we're going to either. So if you choose Jaylen Brown over Jason Tatum, I'm going to explode, but that, honestly, is what it's looking like. Now, apparently, with the new CBA in the NBA, you theoretically could have 2 of contracts like that on the same team. Now, I don't know how the heck that works with Kristaps Porzingis' contract and Robert Williams' $15 million contract and Al Horford's $10 million contract and, Derek White making, I don't know, 12 or whatever $million a year it is. Malcolm Brogdon under contract for $20 million a year for the next 2 or 3 years or whatever it is. Like, that's where I'm going to start wondering how in the world we're going to make it work. Now, there's going to be opportunities to get rid of some contracts, sure. I'm sure Malcolm Brogdon is probably going to be gone at some point. I'm hoping that Derek White this offseason is just focusing on making himself a pure point guard that can shoot threes and that can run an offense. Because if he can turn himself into that, I'd love for Derek White to be a starting point guard for us. Because then you'd have a legitimate point guard version of Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Kristaps Porzingis, and Robert Williams. Or Al Horford and Kristaps Porzingis. Al Horford needs to play the 4. Stop putting him at the 5. Please. Please. So, I would love either of those lineups if Derek White actually becomes a pure point guard. If he doesn't and he's not really great at running an offense, then we're really going to struggle. We're really, really, really going to struggle because you need a guy that can kind of slow everything down, calm everybody down. You know they're not going to turn the ball over, and they're going to get themselves or somebody else a wide open look or an easy bucket in some way, shape, or form. But that is going to be tough this year because Malcolm Brogdon's going to be out for a lot of the year. Peyton Pritchard is basically a revolving door on defense, and it's not his fault. It's just his size, basically. People could just take advantage of him. And then Derek White, not a pure point guard. Now, if he can turn himself into a pure point guard, we're golden. We're staying golden, Pony Boy. But until I see that with my own 2 eyes, I'm going to be a little bit cynical. I'm going to be a little bit worrisome. And we'll see what happens. But yeah, so back to the contract extension. I knew it was going to happen, but I was just kind of hoping that the Celtics wouldn't do it. But you know what? They have. They can't take it back. And in a way, I get it. Jaylen Brown has taken on more of a workload every year. And for several years, he got better in every category. This year, he had more points per game, but his efficiency was down. Last year, his efficiency was down from the year before that. So that's worrying me a little bit that I feel like his confidence has grown, but he's taking worse shots. Ideally, you would like his efficiency to go up. And you know what? Maybe this is the year for that. Maybe his bag at this point is mostly complete, and if he gets a better handle, he can take better shots. And obviously, maybe he'll get some more open looks because Porzingis will be able to stretch the defense more, and Derek White has now become a better three-point threat, and, now Al will be either coming off the bench and just being a stretch 4, or Robert Williams will not start anymore, and so all 5 guys on the floor are 40%-ish three-point shooters outside of Jaylen Brown. So, Jason Tatum only shot like 33% from 3 last year, too. So, both these guys need to get a little bit more efficient shooting the basketball. But we'll see what happens. Again, I was just kind of hoping it wouldn't happen just because I don't think he's worth that money right now. Or maybe ever. But he made second team All-NBA, which means that in the eyes of basketball world, he's a top 10 player in the NBA. And now he's getting paid like the number 1 guy. And so, we'll see what happens. But I don't know. Celtics fans, what do you guys think? And even non-Celtics fans, what do you guys think? Do you think that contract was worth it? Do you think that it's going to be worth it in the long run? Do you think Jason Tatum is going to walk now because we can't afford to pay him? Or do you think that somebody's going to get traded down the road?
Hey guys, me again. Thank you so much for watching one of my clips from the Lopes Goes Last podcast. These clips are so much fun to do. I absolutely love making them, and I absolutely love doing them. And this podcast is my baby, so I really want this thing to grow, and I really want it to succeed. So if you did like what you see, please subscribe. Also hit that bell notification so you never miss any one of my episodes or one of my clips like this one. And please do also like and share these videos with your friends and your family so that we can make this thing grow as fast as possible. And I wanted to thank you again so much. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video and have a great rest of your day.